The following is a production of Fenix Media. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the company or its advertisers and may contain language that's unsuitable for younger listeners. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 70 of the Proton Pack podcast. I'm Chris. With me always is the Michelangelo to my Leonardo. Say hey, Tone.
Hey, everybody.
Cowabunga! I like turtles. Cowabunga!
I like turtles. Cowabunga. Hey, everybody. Episode 70 of the Proton Pack with Chris and Tony. Another new episodes. What is today's date? June 15th? No, it's June 8th.
7th. Boy,
No, it's the 8th. It's Tuesday, June 8th. See, you're off. You thought it was Monday.
I know.
7th. I looked at the calendar. I'm thinking it's the 15th. I don't know. I can keep my day straight. June 8th. Episode 70. What up, everybody?
Yeah. June's a weird month to begin with, so either way.
Dates are hard on Proton Pack.
Exactly. Yeah. On a brand new Tuesday. And before we get into our TV news, our movie news, our video game news, let's go ahead and drop a few of those shameless plugs.
It's shameless plug time.
It is the hill that Juan Valdez and his trusty goat gather coffee beans every morning. Yeah. Money is cool.
Money is cool. And, something we talk about, obviously, if you're watching this, you can see in the bottom right-hand corner a little thing called Fenix Media. Well, Fenix Media is our overall network broadcast partner. And, of course, Tony and I do a show each and every day on Fenix Media called the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. It's your daily dose of laughs and levity in a crazy, crazy world, and it's a little more of a variety show. Yeah, we talk a little geeky, nerdy stuff, but not quite to the same degree as we do here on this show. If you do want to check it out every day, every morning from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Pacific time, just head over to phoenixmedia.us, or you can enjoy us from the comfort of your own home on the ngbn.tv app or on the go on the mobile app as well. Just download the app on your smart TV or your mobile device if Apple will let you. Obviously, Tony knows all about that. But while you're there, you can get this show and other great Fenix Media shows on the ngbn.tv app or at phoenixmedia.us. Now, Tony, you are back doing another pop culture show every Sunday with our buddy Jimmy Jones. Why don't you tell folks about that?
Yep. You guys can tune into Pop Culture Kaboom radio show every Sunday evening from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can join us on knvc.org wherever you are at in this world. You can just chime in. Listen live, again, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Sunday evenings. It's also 95.1 FM KNVC radio. I do the movie segment with Jimmy and producer Josh. We do a weekly live review of the latest in gaming, collectibles, comic book, movies, television, conventions. If it's nerdy, if it's geeky, if it's trending, Jimmy will talk about it on Pop Culture Kaboom. But like I said, if you want to tune in, I do a movie segment with him and producer Josh. It's usually about the 7:20 Pacific Standard. It's 8:20 my time. I jump on. We talk about some horrible movie trailers we watch. Have a fun take, and the three-person dynamic is quite entertaining. So also was just told we had the highest rating show in the history of KNVC last Sunday. So kudos to Jimmy and Pop Culture Kaboom. It's nice to be a part of it. But again, 95.1 FM or knvc.org, Pop Culture Kaboom. Like, subscribe, follow. Just like our Kristian Fenix Media show. Like, subscribe, follow. Share it. Sharing is caring, as we say on the show. So there you go.
Exactly.
Plug, pliggity plugs.
And then, as we do in the first segment of this show, Proton Pack Podcast, we've been talking reviews about, either the latest movies that are out or, brand new shows that are coming out or that were just launched. Well, the review for today is a movie that Tony hasn't seen yet, but I figured, I'd go ahead and drop a little, thoughts on The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, which is the third installment of the Conjuring movie franchise.
The Conjuring!
And of course, with the way the world is right now, you can either go to theaters to see it or catch it on HBO Max, which I did. And kind of glad that I did it that way. It is the third installment. It is the first one without James Wan as the director. James Wan did 1 and 2, which were great. I mean, as far as modern horror movies, The Conjuring is pretty much the pinnacle of what people are looking for. But this third one, new director, you've still got Vera Farmiga, you've got Patrick Wilson who are showing up. But it had just a slightly different feel to it than the first two. It was a little less gritty, a little more polished, a little less on the demon or what was, haunting whoever the person was, and a little more on a human side of things, which was a neat little twist. But at the same time, it didn't quite feel like the first two were. Now, with that being said, the acting was great. John Noble is in it. John Noble is Walter Bishop, if you ever watched Fringe. He's probably the standout performance in this movie. Had some good jump scares, had a good few frights, but again, just doesn't quite meet that standard of the first two movies. Out of a 10, I would say 7.5 out of 10, whereas the other
That's
two
still
were
not
probably
bad.
8.5. But, if it's something that you were sort of on the fence, just watch it at home on HBO Max. Maybe don't spend your money out at the theaters because there are a bunch of new movies coming out here in the next few weeks, and maybe save your money for those. But that's my 2 cents on it. Tony, I know you haven't seen it yet, but, just based on the review, are you going to see it in the theaters or are you going to watch it on HBO Max, if at all?
No, I'll watch it on HBO Max. I think that's probably the best way. I'll listen to your advice. I ignored your advice on Mortal Kombat, and Mortal Kombat ended up being a pile of crap. So I did go see A Quiet Place 2 again this weekend on the bigger XD Dolby Atmos. Whoo! If you can see that, it was better the second time around. I enjoyed it a lot the first time. I enjoyed it way more the second time. So picked up little things, and more jump scares happen when it's a lot louder. So
more people in the theater for that.
Yeah, that was fun. But I can't wait to see The Conjuring. I look forward to watching it. I did enjoy the first two, so.
Very cool. Well, folks, that does it for our movie review. When we come back, we've got TV news. So don't go anywhere. We'll see you guys in just a few.
Behold my precious. Ooh, yeah, let me tell you something right here. It's the Loot Crate subscription box, full of exclusive loot, fun surprises delivered to your door every month.
Just pick up your favorite geeky genre, Daddy.
From the original Loot Crate, the Loot Crate DX collectible boxes, dude! Cowabunga!
To the Loot Gaming video game box.
Woohoo! Yee-hoo!
What's with kids today, huh?
Wowzers! With crits starting as low as $11.99 per month, there's a box just about for all collectors.
To get your geek on, head over to phoenixmedia.us/Loot Crate and claim your exclusive offer. That's FENIXmedia.us/Loot Crate. Great Scott!
Snap into a Loot Crate, dig it?
WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio, take one.
Behold the angry giant.
Try it again, Alberto.
Behold the angry giant.
Perfect. Good luck tonight.
Behold the angry giant.
Yay! Read me another one, Dad.
This is WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Allison is perfect. I mean, she'd never tell you that. She's humble and perfect. She likes everyone. She even likes her untidy roommate's weird guinea pig. Allison, wait, are you texting and driving? Allison, no, that's the exact opposite of what I was just saying about you. Why, Allison, why? Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers. When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. So I want you to learn to spot a stroke fast. F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. I'm Paul George. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at fenixmedia.us. We are back, folks, with the Proton Pack podcast, episode 70. We just finished up our review of The Conjuring 3, and now it's time to get into a little bit of TV news.
Bazinga!
The cream of the crop!
Hey, baby.
Let's go, Bob.
Excellent.
Hail to the king, baby.
All right. Well, kicking off TV news, obviously we love the comic book adaptations, whether it's DC, whether it's Marvel, especially when it comes to what they've both been doing recently for television. Now, I've got to ask you, Tone, were you big into the Sandman DC Comics series from Wright or Neal?
I just know about it. Couldn't tell you too much about it, so I'm going to have to say no. Just familiar with it, but never got into it.
And it was never part of their mainstream comic books like Superman or Green Lantern or The Flash. It was part of their, what was it called? Eclipse series? No.
It was the one, it had its own special name. It was part of the Darker series. It wasn't
exactly.
It wasn't like Dark Horse or Image, nothing like that, but it had its own variant.
Exactly.
It wasn't along the line of DC, but it was there, yeah.
Well, we know Neil Gaiman's been working on an adaptation of that for a long time. They recently did like an audiobook version. Well, now Netflix has picked up a live action adaptation for an ongoing series with Neil Gaiman himself behind it. And the writer of the seminal graphic novel series, which is obviously coming to Netflix, just revealed more casting news. Here's what he had to say. Every afternoon, I get an email telling me that there are dailies from the Sandman ready to be watched. It's the best bit of the day. Once every couple of weeks, I get an email letting me know that there's a finished episode waiting for me to watch it. It's the best bit of the month. The Sandman is being made, and it's the Sandman, which is the best thing of all. You know that the Sandman is based on my comic book series of the same name, a rich blend of modern myth and dark fantasy in which contemporary fiction, historical drama, and legend are more seamlessly interwoven. The Sandman follows the people and places affected by Morpheus, the Dream King, as he mends the cosmic and human mistakes he made during his vast existence.
Red pill, blue pill.
Different Morpheus. You all know that Tom Sturridge is Dream of the Endless. Gwendolyn Christie is Lucifer. Sanjeev Bhaskar and Ahmed Chaudhry are Cain and Abel. Charles Dance is Roderick Burgess. Vivian Akampong is Lucian. And Boyd Holbrook is the Corinthian. Only name I really recognize from there is Gwendolyn Christie, but they also released that Patton Oswalt is the voice of Matthew the Raven, and Stephen Fry is Gilbert. So a couple other big names for the Sandman series.
MODOK.
Exactly. And I'll check it out. I never really followed it. I've got most of the first run just through a comic collection that I bought early on, but never really read it. So it'll be interesting to see. I love Neil Gaiman's novels. So I'll check it out. What do you think, Tone? Are you going to check it out or are you going to pass on it?
No, I'll check it out. I won't crap on it because it does have, even though it's a different Lucifer playing Lucifer, it's of the same character and origins. And in fact, that just came back on Netflix. What is it? Season 5, Part B. Where they released the second half of it. That just released on Netflix, and the Netflix series is fantastic. I really enjoy it. It's a fun ride, and I know this is going to be slightly different, but what's the worst that's going to happen? It ends up being bad and you just don't watch it. But I definitely check it out.
I don't know. With the people behind it, Netflix's track record, for the most part, I think it could be pretty good.
It should do better than Jupiter's Legacy, right?
Exactly. And the
Wow,
Sandman has
what
a
a bust.
huge following as well. So,
Yeah.
Well, let's move on to another comic book adjacent property, basically not part of DC or Marvel, but Amazon Prime has released the first official look at former Supernatural star Jensen Ackles as Soldier Boy in The Boys. Ackles will make his debut as Soldier Boy in The Boys' third season. Laura Jean, LJ Shannon, and concept artist Greg Hopwood developed Soldier Boy's live-action look. Garth Ennis and Derek Robertson created Soldier Boy in the comics, casting him as the leader of Payback, another superhero team second in popularity only to The Seven. Jensen previously shared photos of the Boys set as he prepared to begin filming, but this marks the first time that fans have seen the actor in his superhero garb. And we'll post this on our Facebook page for you guys to check out. Here's what they had to say. Our goal was to highlight a bygone era of overt masculinity and grit. With the pedigree, we dove headfirst into baking in an all-American quality grounded in military soldiers' practicality with a heavy dose of old-school cowboy swagger, says Shannon. We knew that the actor had to have Steve McQueen looks and chops with a John Wayne attitude. Luckily, Jensen Ackles embodies all of that. Soldier Boy is a superhero created by Compound V in the 1940s. He's said to have fought in World War II, killing more than his fair share of Nazi soldiers. Afterward, he became one of the world's first superhero celebrities. To put it in Marvel DC analog terms, if Homelander is a twisted version of Superman, then Soldier Boy is a dark Captain America. And if you guys are watching The Boys, you know that it takes those sort of classic story arcs from characters that we know and love, turns them on their head, and really, really makes it grotesque and violent and uncensored for sure. Tony, have you gotten into The Boys yet?
I've seen some of season 1, but okay. I like it. It's just time restraints. I haven't got through it though. Well, I get sidetracked because there's other shows like Bad Batch and MODOK and other things I'm a little more more inclined to watch right away. But The Boys I did start and I really enjoy it. So, and I know it gets better and better. So
it does. And it's definitely not for the faint of heart. Like I said, it is a hard R-type rating, very grotesque, but, a lot of fun at the same time. And it's fun to see, the superhero genre kind of turned up on its head, which, you don't get in the Marvel or DC universes. Here, you certainly do.
Yeah, you definitely don't shy away from that stuff.
Nope.
Bad choices, lots of gruesome deaths. Yeah.
Well, let's move away from the outskirts of superhero television to, the heart of superhero television, something we've been looking for. WandaVision and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier gave Marvel Cinematic Universe fans plenty to obsess over, and the next MCU series to debut on Disney Plus will be Loki, which we're all looking forward to. And it'll find Tom Hiddleston reprising his role as the God of Mischief, who stole the Tesseract during the events of Avengers Endgame, and now has been imprisoned by the Time Variance Authority and forced to help them fix damaged timelines throughout human history. Previously, Marvel TV shows merely reacted to the events of their big screen brethren, but this new era of Marvel shows on Disney Plus is tightly woven into the very fabric of the franchise, with characters and events freely shifting between the two. Loki writer Michael Waldron has also brought in to work on the script of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness and was asked by Total Film if that means the two projects are more connected than we might believe. Waldron's answer is typical of those within Marvel fold, but he does tease that Loki may have wide-reaching ramifications for the entire MCU. He said, that would just be crazy conjecture. All of these stories in their own way are interconnected and have ramifications. I think that certainly our aim with the Loki series was to have wide-reaching ramifications across the MCU moving forward. So, was I having to clean up some of the messes that I made with Loki? Maybe so. So basically what it's telling us is that, this Loki series may be the setup, maybe what we're looking towards with everything happening in phase 4 and phase 5, especially with, the multiverse, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, the new Spider-Man movie. And we know that it deals with alternate timelines. How it plays into it, well, we only have to wait a couple days to find out. In fact, as of the airing of this, you'll be able to see the first episode the next day on Wednesday, right, Tony?
Yeah. Yep. Starts tomorrow. So you can check out the episode tomorrow. We will discuss it next week on our show, and it'll be good. It's going to be one of those shows that we'll have our discussion after the shameless plugs. It's usually where we do the trailer, stuff like that. Loki, I am just beyond excited. I can't believe we're already here this week, and it's already the first episode. I mean, yeah. I'm looking forward to this. I have high hopes for this one. WandaVision, I didn't have high hopes for. I didn't know what to expect, and I was pleasantly surprised. Yeah, the first 2 episodes I was kind of like, I don't know about this, but man, that show really kicked into high gear after every episode. Falcon and Winter Soldier, I had high expectations for, because I'm like, oh, it's going to be that, and it was good, but it wasn't like WandaVision was way better than Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Right.
So.
Well, Falcon and Winter Soldier was a little more grounded. Obviously, it's based more in the Captain America universe, which, plays more on history and real world events as opposed to the fantastical stuff that we saw in WandaVision and we're absolutely going to see here on Loki.
Loki's going to be all over, man. I can't wait. The Tesseract, where he goes, how the time traveling goes, and Owen Wilson's character. It's going to be fun, man. Looks top notch. I'm very excited for it. And plus, Tom Hiddleston is just great. So
he is, and he's made that character his own. They could have been one and done with him after Avengers, and they've made him essentially an anti-hero that fans absolutely love. So
this is great too. It's my cousin Chloe's favorite character. She was ticked when he met his doom in Endgame, but be due to the time traveling and stuff. This is a whole other version. That timeline Loki, he died, but this just shows, like in the comic book world, if they tell a good story, you can bring the characters back and justify it. And man, with Marvel having the right writers, the right producers, the show's gonna be great. I haven't seen it yet. I already got good feelings about it.
Well said, Tone. Well said. Well, folks, that does it for our TV news. When we come back, we're going to be talking weekend box office report and movie news. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool, and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school, so I'm trying to break that barrier. My daughter, Brooklyn, was also a motivation for me to go back to school. Every day after work, went straight to school, and it paid off.
At age 26, Kareem finished his high school diploma.
I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
So I'm a cat, and I just moved in with this new human, and she's got this little toy she's always playing with, all day long. Tap, 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 bloop, bloop. She can't put it down. There it is. Oh, and get this. She even talks to it. Last week, she asked it for Chinese, and guess what? Egg rolls showed up. Like magic. Humans have cool toys.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m., and I told you the exact path it would take. You would, of course, prepare. You would talk with your loved ones, and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. We are back, folks, to the Proton Pack Podcast, episode 70. We just finished up the TV news, and we're getting ready to head into some movie news, but not before we bring you the weekend box office report. Well, horror remained the biggest attraction this weekend as The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It possessed the top of the box office with an estimated opening of $24 million.
Ooh.
I like turtles. A little bit slower start than the previous two movies, which opened with about $41 million. And then the spinoff, The Nun, was by far the best of the franchise with $53.8. But, as I said in the review, I didn't expect it to get quite as big numbers just because it's available on HBO Max, different director, and but it was enough to make it the number one movie of the weekend.
Did you watch any of the spinoffs like The Nun and Annabelle? Did you watch
seen
all
them all?
those?
I've seen them all.
Yeah.
And they were, for horror movies, they are totally decent, But I think The Conjuring themselves are some of the best ones.
Gotcha. Yeah, I've never seen any of the spinoffs. They look freaky, but...
Yeah, and this one was directed by the same guy who did The Curse of La Llorona, which, again, was okay, but it didn't have that same grit as the first two Conjuring, so probably why this one won't do as well, but, still within the family and definitely makes up the... I don't know if they're going to make it a trilogy or do more of them, but, still part of the collective, I guess you could say.
Yeah, well, it's crazy. It's number one. I didn't think it would take number one this week. I thought A Quiet Place 2 would have held on, but...
Well, speaking of which, A Quiet Place 2, second place, PG-13 horror sequel, brought in $19.5 million, quite a bit down from last week. But with that being said, it's already made worldwide $118.1 million on a budget of roughly 61. So it's made its money back. They're already planning a third one. And, that is a fantastic movie to see in theaters.
Oh, it's great. So you go see it. Do yourself a favor. Definitely go see that. 88.6 so far. Not bad.
Not bad at all. And then in third place was Disney's live action Cruella, brought in another $11.2 million, bringing its domestic to 43.6, worldwide to 87 million. Of course, that doesn't count for the premiere access numbers, which I'm sure skyrockets that even more. And that's getting such good reception that they're already planning a sequel to that one as well.
Yeah, they're telling a good story with it. It's got Emma Stone in it, which makes me kind of want to see it, but at the same time, it's the relatability. We all know the cartoon character as being this hagamuffin that skins like puppies for skin, right?
Right, yeah.
That's not a character I want to root for, even though it might be their version of Harley Quinn or what they're trying to play it off as. you can't tell. I already know where this goes. Like,
Right.
I don't
Create
care
a
how
different
sweet-
character that you can care
yeah,
about. Right?
yeah. I can never care about this character, but I am a little intrigued to see this movie. A little bit.
All right. Yeah, I'll check it out when it's no longer on Premiere Access.
Yeah.
But moving on in our top 10, in fourth place, I know you were waiting for this one, Tone. Spirit Untamed brought in $6.2 million, has the voice cast of Jake Gyllenhaal, Julianne Moore, Walton Goggins. It's a DreamWorks movie, but did not look overly exciting to me for any reason whatsoever, but enough to make it fourth, right?
Hey, I'm happy that it's out there for the kids to see, but I didn't have the fart button ready. But there we go. That's my thought of that. I won't be seeing this. I have no interest in it.
I can't blame you. And then finally, in the fifth place, so the weekend box office still hanging in there, is Raya the Last Dragon, brought in another $1.3 million. And as Tony let me know before the show, it is now available as part of regular Disney Plus, no longer on Premiere Access, and something I will definitely be checking out in that case.
Yeah, I definitely want to watch that. And kudos to it, man. It did 53.5, not to mention what it did in Premiere Access since March. It's impressive.
Exactly. And then rounding out the top 10, you had Wrath of Man with $1.27 million. You had Spiral from the Book of Saw with $890,000. In eighth place, Godzilla vs. Kong with $463,000. Oh, fantastic. Ninth place, Demon Slayer, the movie, with $450,000. And then in 10th place, Dream Horse with $230,000. So,
never heard of Dream Horse. Like, is it like Spirit? Is it another horsey movie?
Who knows?
I mean, come on. I don't know. But, there is a movie coming out in a week or two. It's a Pixar movie, Luca. Like, I'm disappointed that Luca will not be in theaters. I think they should do the same thing they're doing for what they did with Raya, what they did with Cruella. Still, you want to keep that on demand. I just feel Pixar gets kind of screwed on that, because right now you look at Spirit Untamed, like 6.2 obviously didn't draw, but Luca, a Pixar movie, would draw big numbers.
Right.
I mean, it's like a missed opportunity. Why would you not?
Too. But, it might boost some Disney Plus subscriptions, so you never know what their motivation is for it. At the same time, I'm just happy that we get a chance to see it when it comes out.
No, I'm loving all these new movies. What do we got coming out next week?
Well, next week, if you're a genre fan, go ahead and see what you haven't seen already, because you've got In the Heights and Peter Rabbit 2.
Awful. Oh, no.
Yeah.
No
Not
way.
looking forward to either of those. But
oh, my gosh.
Weeks, things will get back on track.
I was telling my friend about In the Heights. I won't ever see that. It looks terrible.
No.
It looks god-awful.
I enjoyed Hamilton for what it was, but I'm not going to go out of my way to see that. So, all right.
No.
Well, with box office report out of the way, let's go ahead and get into that movie news.
And here we go.
Are you the keymaster?
Wrap it up, fuzzball.
Oh, we kicked his ass!
This baby hits 88 miles per hour. You're going to see some serious shit.
Well, sticking in the realm of horror, which has obviously dominated the last 2 weekends at the box office, Director Edgar Wright's horror film Last Night in Soho is arriving a year later than he intended due to the pandemic, but it's on track for an October 22nd, 2021 theatrical release. A lot of 20s in there. And the first trailer has finally arrived online, which makes it this week's trailer of the week. So let's go ahead and play that for you guys. It'll be the first time either Tony or I have seen it, so you're going to enjoy it for the first time right along with us. And here we go.
Last Night in Soho!
When you're alone and life is making you lonely, you can always go downtown. When you've got troubles, all the noise and the hurry seems to help. I know downtown. Just listen to the music of the traffic in the city.
Ooh, time travel.
Linger on the sidewalks where the neon signs are pretty. How can you lose
lights are much brighter there. You can forget all your troubles, forget all your cares. So go downtown. Things will be great when you're downtown. You'll find a place for sure. Downtown.
Doctor Who?
Wake up!
Everyone's waiting for you. Everyone's waiting for you. Do you believe in ghosts?
Raccoon eyes.
All right. Knowing Edgar Wright's visual style, his storytelling, how fun he makes things. Obviously, this isn't along the lines of Shaun of the Dead, which was a full-on comedy with horror.
Yeah.
This is more of a true horror. It looks like an interesting ride. It comes out in the perfect time for a horror movie, October. I'll check it out. Obviously, not super familiar with it, but not the Waving Clown, but this movie and the production behind it. But I love Edgar Wright. I enjoyed Baby Driver, which was more of a serious
It was
note.
a great movie, yeah.
I think that this could be a fun ride, and I'm looking forward to learning more about it.
Originality, I love it. You gotta give props. We bitch about this all the time. Like everything's a remake, a reboot, or just a reimagining, or whatever they're doing. Like I'm looking at you, Scream. We're not calling it Scream 5, but it's a new Scream, but it has the same cast.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know. To me, that's a sequel. Like it is. But I digress. That trailer looked trippy. The tone of it was great. It went from happy to, oh my gosh, it's time travel, to what the hell is going on? She's living an alternate life in the past. Totally cool. The only problem I have with that trailer is kind of the end there, like with the cheesy hand coming out and the cheesy glass.
Right.
I don't know about that. That part looked a little meh, but I will see this. It looked good to me. I would definitely go to a theater and see it. It looked good.
Yeah.
First time seeing it, it was a trippy trailer. Looks interesting. So I'm with you. I'm interested. So.
Yeah, it'll be cool. And, it's Edgar Wright. I haven't found anything that I don't like of his yet. So hopefully he continues that trend. Now, also in movie casting news, this bit of news dropped here recently that Warner Brothers dropped an updated press kit for The Matrix 4 that featured none other than Christina Ricci's name.
Wednesday!
So despite dual theatrical HBO Max release date being set for December 22nd, virtually nothing is known about the sequel. Well, nothing other than the fact that Keanu Reeves and Carrie-Anne Moss are back as Neo and Trinity, despite both of them dying in the Matrix Revolutions. Spoiler alert. Yeah. Jada Pinkett Smith is also back as Niobe, while Yaha Abdul Mateen II and Priyanka Chopra are also joining the cast. So you're going to get Christina Ricci, and of course, she was part of the Wachowski siblings, I guess you have to call them now, Speed Racer movie as well.
Are they doing a new Speed Racer?
They're not. No, but they did a few years ago that they directed. And
I was going to say, that was an interesting movie. That had Jack from Lost.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. He was like the main guy. And then it had the kid from Emil Hirsch, the guy from The Girl Next Door. He was like the actual. That was a trippy movie. It was a little different.
It was fun, but I think everybody expected a Matrix type movie, which it wasn't. And then the Wachowski sort of fell out of the limelight from there. But I'm looking forward to Matrix 4 coming out later this year to see what they do, how they reweave the story, and hopefully it's as good as the original.
They're not going up against John Wick 4 this time, right?
No.
Like, remember, it was originally supposed to be Memorial Day weekend. It was Keanu versus Keanu.
Yep, they pushed that on.
I'm glad they didn't do that. I mean, Keanu wins and the fans win, but I hate when they pit big movie versus big movie. Like, dude, look at your release date calendar. Look at your product and be like, could we beat that? Probably not. Why don't we just go over here? We can go have this weekend and draw, and we can maximize the most out of our big budgets there.
Exactly.
I don't know why studios don't think more like that.
Who knows? Well, and then finally here in movie news, just a little bit of information that Seth Rogen's CG animated reboot of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles has a release date, but it won't be out for a while. Rogen announced on Twitter that it'll be out in theaters on August 11th of 2023. So we still have to wait 2 full years before seeing it. But I'm interested to see his take on it. Yes, he's a big fan, but his adaptations of things like the Green Hornet weren't exactly the best. But
I like turtles.
Exactly. It's new Turtles, and with any luck, it'll be good. Hopefully.
I hope. Not everything Ninja Turtles are great. I'm just saying, Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The last live action movie, while they still looked freaky and they give you nightmares, I did enjoy that with Bebop, Rocksteady, and Krang. I thought that one was good. The first one was
a little cheeseball, but okay.
Yeah, it was Transformers meets Ninja Turtles, pretty much. And then the last animated show, the 2012 series, was fantastic. That was a nice return, but man, Rise and
yeah.
But hey, we are getting a new Ninja Turtle video game. I know we're not in that segment. So, I mean, if you find people like that are big fans, then, if Seth Rogen could actually hang out with Urkel and Snoop Dogg and they all get together, you might be able to creatively get the juices flowing,
There you go. And the perfect segue tone as we head into our video game segment, final segment of the show. So folks, stay with us. We'll see you in just a few.
Behold my precious. Ooh, yeah, let me tell you something right here. It's the Loot Crate subscription box, full of exclusive loot, fun surprises delivered to your door every month.
Just pick up your favorite geeky genre, Daddy.
From the original Loot Crate, the Loot Crate DX collectible boxes, dude! Cowabunga!
To the Loot Gaming video game box. Woohoo! Yee-hoo!
Box. What's with kids today, huh?
Wowzers! With crates starting as low as $11.99 per month, there's a box just about for all collectors. To get your geek on, head over to phoenixmedia.us/Loot Crate and claim your exclusive offer. That's FENIX media.us/Loot Crate. Great Scott!
Snap into a Loot Crate, dig it?
Welcome to Calvin's Barbershop.
You all gotta see this.
I don't even want to know what you're looking at on that phone.
Well, you should. I was learning about the dangers of high blood pressure and that we need to get ours checked regularly. High blood pressure can increase the risk of heart attack or stroke, but this text program can help keep it at a healthy range. Just text Barbershop to 97779 to sign up.
I'll get right on it as soon as I'm done with this baby panda video.
Text Barbershop to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
Dear John, I'm leaving. Uncontrolled high blood pressure is serious, and I can quit whenever I want. Why can't we get back to when you checked on me? I don't want to leave, but remember, when I quit, you quit. Sincerely, your heart.
Listen to your heart and don't let it quit on you. High blood pressure can lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range today. For help keeping yours at a healthy range, text PRESSURE to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association, the American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. Take one.
Behold the angry giant.
Try it again, Alberto.
Behold the angry giant.
Perfect. Good luck tonight.
Behold the angry giant.
Yay! Read me another one, Dad.
This is WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Visit fatherhood.gov, brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving. without going overboard. So you don't need to sell all your belongings and live in a commune.
These dungarees belong to all of us now, Tom.
You don't need to get a second job as a stuntman.
We need a new stuntman!
You just need feedthepig.org. Don't get left behind. Get tips and tools at feedthepig.org. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. All right, folks, we've made it to the final segment of this Proton Pack podcast, episode 70. We got TV news out of the way. We got movie news out of the way. It's time to talk a little video game news now.
Hey, man, you want to play some video games? Hadouken!
Well, after 4 years of teases and drip-fed information, the Atari VCS console will soon be available for purchase by the public beginning June 15th, 2021, about a week from now. The Atari VCS hybrid console
everyone.
and accessories will be available only online at Best Buy, GameStop, Micro Center, and the official Atari VCS website. Atari has confirmed to IGN that these purchases are an official retail launch for the console rather than pre-orders. All Atari VCS consoles will come with a free copy of the Atari VCS Vault, which includes 100 arcade and Atari 2600 games. It will also include a digital storefront with over a dozen titles at launch from independent developers and access to game streaming platform AntStream Arcade. The console can be purchased on its own for $299.99. And while it doesn't come with a controller, it is compatible with PC peripherals. A separate wireless joystick and wireless controller will be available for $59.99 a piece, as well as a system bundle including all three for $399.99. GameStop and Best Buy bundle purchases will include an Atari speaker hat, while Micro Center and official website purchases will come with a free digital copy of Missile Command Recharged. Tony, I know obviously over the years you've collected different consoles, usually from the big names. Is the Atari VCS something that you're going to add to that lineup?
Negative. Reason why is I feel like this system has been delayed for at least 3 or 4 years this was announced. And I think if it would have come out back then, it would have fared well. But you're up against the PlayStation 5, the Xbox One SX, whatever it's called, right? The super next gen systems are so hard you can't even get them, right? And then you've got Nintendo Switch Pro right around the corner from being announced.
Exactly.
Bad timing on this part. Nostalgia aside, the nostalgia factor is all that really has going on for it here. But you're not including a controller. Right. Yay, I'm glad you're including the VSS Classics pack with 100 old Atari 2600 games. That's a smart idea. That's good on them. Price point's too high, $299, way too much. And the games that are digitally going to be downloaded are things you can currently get on your Xbox One, your PS4, your Switch. Why not? My thought is, if you're a hardcore gamer, you're probably like a hardcore gamer collector, I should say, or super all about nostalgia and an Atari fanboy. I could see you wanting to add this, but for me, there's just so many things about this that just doesn't scream good deal. So I'm going to have to say no on it, man.
They would have been better off releasing this as like one of the classic systems, like they did the Nintendo Classic, the Nintendo Classic, the Sega Genesis, where you preload it with a bunch of old Atari games, and then maybe make it like a super powered classic version where you can connect it to the internet, you could get some extra peripherals, all for $129, not $300.
Yeah, if they would have put their price point to be about $100 to $150 and included a controller, this could be a little bit more appealing to the consumer. But you're asking them to drop $299 with no controller. Dude, for almost $100 more bucks, you can move up to the next gen systems. And I'm talking the next Xbox and the PS5 if you can get your hands on those.
Yeah.
I think it's bad marketing, man. Bad marketing, bad pricing.
We'll see how they do in just a week's time.
Yeah, I wish him luck. It looks nice. But I just don't have a lot of nostalgia for the Atari 2600. I played That was our first console as kids. It's what my parents had.
Yep.
I have very fond memories of playing Pitfall, Pac-Man, Kaboom, things like that. Yeah, they were great for their time. I'm not going to go fire those games up today because they just don't hold up well.
Exactly.
Yeah. They don't. Pac-Man does, but I'd play a more modernized version of Pac-Man, like Championship Edition, things like that.
Right.
You could still play, but.
Well, now you mentioned that, obviously the next-gen systems, one that we are waiting for is Nintendo Switch Pro, which we don't have all the details about, but we might be getting the details here
next
because
week.
Nintendo has confirmed its plans for E3 2021. The company will host an E3 Nintendo Direct on Tuesday, June 15th, the final day of E3 2021. The showcase begins that day at 9 a.m. Pacific. It's expected to run for about 40 minutes and will feature information focused exclusively on Nintendo Switch games for 2021 and beyond, though most of the titles discussed will be 2021 games. You can watch it all live, and obviously you won't want to miss any of the announcements. After the event, there will be a Nintendo Treehouse live showcase that will include about 3 hours of gameplay footage, presumably from the games shown off during the Direct broadcast. This is all standard stuff for Nintendo, as the company historically hosts its own E3 briefing on the final day of E3 after Microsoft, Ubisoft, and others. The Treehouse series is also something that Nintendo has been operating for years. It normally features developers and hosts talking about the latest Nintendo games and showing off gameplay. Tony, with just a minute left, what do you expect to see in this announcement for E3 from
I think what you'll hear from them is definitely a lot of Legend of Zelda news. It's the 35th anniversary. I'd anticipate you'd get a announcement of an all-star pack, kind of like we got Mario anniversary, but they may hold that off. They may announce Breath of the Wild 2, some Metroid Prime 4 news. I'm hoping they announce Nintendo Switch Pro. I hope they do something better with their gaming market. Like, as much as I like the Nintendo Online, the Switch Online free games, give me the option to buy licensed games like Turtles in Time, The Simpsons, Bart's Nightmare, things like that were fun on the Super Nintendo so I could take on the go. Add Game Boy, add Nintendo 64, things like that. I could go on and on about this. I know we got about 10 seconds, but look forward to discussing this more next week. But those are the things you can expect. A few things I would hope a new Punch-Out would be announced, but I highly doubt it.
That would be very cool. But we've only got a week to wait. So, until then, folks, check us out online. You can find us everywhere on social media at Proton Pack Podcast. We will be posting these stories for you guys to check out for yourselves. Yeah. And we will be back next week with a brand new episode. So until then, Tony, go ahead and take us out.
All right. Thanks for remember, like, subscribe, share, and thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Let us know below what games you're looking forward to on Nintendo. Are you excited about Atari? How about The Conjuring? Give us a review. Participate. We'll give you shout outs. Thanks. Like, subscribe. Peace.
I am. Hasta la vista, baby.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Woo! Wow.
Mommy, where's Fluffy?
Goodbye.